Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Bone, Blood, and Blade Legend of the Five Rings Chronicle. I am the Ravenous Archon. My name is Will. I'll be your storyteller this evening. Last we left off with our group, since it has been a while, we opened up with the actual Kenpuku ceremony starting officially. We got to see the students that were invited to the special breakfast by Bayushi Saruman. And we got a glimpse of the relationship between Kitsune Koji and his monk friend Togashi Mirio, and just how much they mean to each other and how influential the lion can be on the dragon, almost as a mirror of how influential the crane has been to our dragon. But we shifted over to see Tamori Mori walking in circles, trying to figure out what to do. And we got to see Bayushi Tetsuro arrive to ponder their current choice of pacing, further establishing their continued friendship with each other. They found Doji chatting with his daughter about his new sword, which is really a gift for her once she is accepted into samurai society. And we established that their father was also in the running for taking over the leadership of the family as a whole. As far as Tamori Mori is concerned, because we got to a little bit of the history with them and the outburst that happened at the tea house the night previous. They all arrived at the breakfast scene to see that there was a nice little spread laid out and an interesting choice of where to seat students. Bayushi Saruman seemed to favor the Scorpions' view of the battlefield to come and hinder some of the other clans, but Soshi invited the Kitsune to join them so he could witness what they have been doing, since he was ordered to kind of keep an eye on them and to see what they were up to, since somebody has taken an interest in the comings and goings of the Doji and his little group of associates. And we got to see the event take place. The Crane as a clan have shown to be the clan to beat, as they have taken the top spot of the point totals after day one, with the Scorpion following close behind. But we left off with the first day's events coming to a close and the evening about to unfold for them. And that's where we're going to pick right up with everybody. It's good to see your faces again. So we've seen the first day's events, which was the archery tournament and the poetry, which I think almost hit Doji a little harder than he expected, given his daughter's poetry about family, her what is it, haiku tanka. So everybody's kind of meandered off. There's this electricity buzzing through everybody, especially the Crane students, but the evening is yours. You know, the sun is starting to set, and you have the whole evening ahead of you. Remember that there is a day off for the students between the next sets of events, and you can already see that as the peasants have started to come out to clean up the archery field, they're already laying out the little flags where the obstacle course is going to be taking place.
So, hi everyone. Long time no see. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I would, after the feast, the dinner, make sure to find Tetsuro and Tamori. And
yeah, Kitsune Koji excuses himself, and
because I know we were seated separately. We weren't seated together. So I would make sure to meander over to them.
Okay. They're not hard to find, especially not Tamori Mori. They tower over almost everyone. And next to them, you'll actually find Soshi Tetsuro.
Because we had breakfast that morning, I think, or we
That
were
is
having
me.
meals
I am
together.
Soshi Tetsuro. Hello.
I walk up and I give both of them a bow.
Super best friends now.
We are all very good friends.
Actually, Tetsuro will notice that the bow to him is a little deeper than before.
That's how it starts.
I return the bow, and it is at the exact same depth that it has always been. It will not ever change. My estimation, respect, and feelings have remained static, and will continue to.
You say that
For
now.
now, I haven't impressed you yet.
No, God, no.
Not yet. So,
Honesty.
I look at Tetsuo and I go, congratulations on the performance of your clan.
There's much to be desired, but they acquitted themselves as admirably as they were expected to. I see that you have done quite well for yourself.
I'm blessed with an amazing daughter.
Indeed. I hope one day I will know that kind of joy.
I'm sure you will.
I don't doubt it. I'm suitably engaged and will be wed within the year if everything works out.
If the fates smile upon you, your union will be as fruitful as mine. And I do wish that for you. So, we have a day off coming up. And I think that might be an opportune time to check out this temple you told me that had a Kaji symbol.
I will remind you that you did have the Edda start asking around about the symbols. You know,
That's true.
your favorite,
We did.
your favorite people
We
in the
did.
town.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah, it's just him. He's the one that really has.
No,
I think.
no. His wife also rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that he rubbed you the wrong way whenever he just kind of like comes in and just like basically finger guns you every moment he gets.
Pretty much.
And I love it. And I'm here for it.
Hey, forget about it. I'm gonna take care of you.
So, what are both of your plans for the rest of the evening?
Tamori's kind of like grunting. I don't believe, and check me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
I don't believe that we've discussed, like, in person how upset I was with you at all.
You've not.
No, I don't think we have.
Well, no, but we talked about it because we're best friends, and we bonded
over the shared hatred of the monk.
I don't hate anybody.
I've barely met the monk, and I wasn't there for the events of that.
No, I wasn't upset about the monk with you.
Oh, because if I was there for the event with the monk, there would have been a duel.
No, but there's a reason why Tamori hasn't directly spoken to you yet.
Yes, and it's funny that my character that I have absolutely no idea why yet, because you have not told me, and I cannot read your mind.
Ooh.
Nope, nor have you asked. So guess we're gonna be in silence, huh?
Luckily, my little birds are everywhere, and they tell me things.
Actually, okay, so you have not really shown me any anger yet, so there's no reason why I would ask you yet. You've just been quiet.
Stern and surly silence.
You've been quiet. Yeah, you've been
anger.
quiet around me, which is not unlike the brooding dragon you sometimes are.
Oh.
It's true. You go from super happy to super brooding. So for all I know, this is a super brooding period.
Right.
Well, I have, with my evening off, I had planned to have some time alone to reflect on matters. There have been a few developments that have come up as of late that I feel some reflection would benefit me greatly.
I'm sure that could wait a little bit. Why don't we go to the tea house?
Why?
Have some tea, sit down, talk, and then we could split off on our merry ways.
He
So
just said that he wanted time alone.
you suggest that on our one night where we can do whatever we want, we spend it together, as opposed to our time when we're working, where we are forced to spend time together.
Team building.
Ah,
If you do really need to go and meditate, I understand. You're a
if I
Shinjuka.
agree to do this, will it make you happy?
There's a glare right at Soshi, like, when the fuck? Like, very contextual. When the fuck did you start caring? Other people are happy with your actions.
I
But it's all
will.
through a glare.
I will call attention to his tone, which has not changed in any way, shape, or form since this whole thing started.
I look at you. Well, okay. I understand that Shinjuka. I always say it
Shugenja?
wrong.
Shugenja?
Shukenja sometimes need time to meditate. My sister very much does so. If you
I
wish,
assure you it has nothing to do with my vocation so much as my ability to process and truly accept the things that are happening right now. There's a level of acceptance that needs to be had.
well, if you truly need that time to yourself, I understand. Um, Mori-san, will you join me to the tea house?
No.
Oh,
I'm not in the mood for tea.
Oh, sake.
No. And I'm assuming that we're having a meal together, Soshi and I, so I'm just
Yes.
eating.
And there is sake there on the table. We have had, at least I've been having a little bit.
okay. Noted.
Because you have sake when you team build, and that's what we were doing before you showed up.
Team building.
You were team building.
Team
Oh,
building.
Because
unfortunately,
we're best friends now.
Well, unfortunately, the seating assignments had me all the way over there.
We have sake here if you need it.
Well, I would like a cup.
Mori pours a cup for Doji, but does not hand it to him, just sit on the table.
Okay.
Now I know something's wrong.
You
I take
cannot
the cup.
see because the mask conceals the giant smile on Tetsuro's face right now, watching this whole thing play out.
I take the cup
I
and
bet.
I bow, accepting it. And Mori-san, are you mad at me?
Yes.
Why?
Do you want to discuss it here or in private?
I
And I
think
look over at Soshi like, you want to listen or no?
I think in private would be more apropos, but
Will my staying here make you happy?
oh no, I'm not even talking about here. I'm just talking about here. There are many
No, that
ears.
wasn't directed at you. I'm
Oh.
working on this being a better teammate thing, and that is why I asked if it would make you happy if I went to the tea house with you, and where you said that no. I am now doing the same thing with Tamori.
Got it.
Will it make you happy if I stay here with the two of you while he awkwardly attempts to fumble around at figuring out why you were mad at him?
Oh, rephrase your question one more time.
Well, he's going to awkwardly fumble around trying to figure out why you're mad at him. You will eventually tell him why you are mad at him. It will not be immediate. You will make him work for it. And then after that has happened, there will be a conversation. I need to know if I am required for this conversation.
Do you want to be required for this conversation?
I want for nothing. I am provided with everything I could already need by my day-to-day life. I live a blessed existence.
Then either decision to stay or to go does not change anything that's about to happen.
I will finish my sake, and I will see what happens. Please, lay on.
Mori
When I was saying
has
if we want to go somewhere else, it's because, and I look around at the very crowded area we're in.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
People aren't on top of you, but
Yeah.
you are in a open area.
When has Mori given any fucks as to if other people hear us? You give a fuck if other people hear us. I do not give a fuck.
You're right.
I sometimes give a fuck. Not often, but I sometimes give a fuck.
do. My motivation for giving a fuck isn't only about my reputation. I violently protect the reputation of those I care about.
Yes, I'm sure you've advocated quite a number of times for my reputation since we got to know each other.
We barely know each other.
Doji,
Yes.
you want to know why I'm upset?
Yes.
I'm upset because you didn't speak to me as an adult before offering some sort of marriage proposal to your friend
I
on my
never.
behalf. Yes, you did.
No. I asked him if he liked you. He said,
You were trying to arrange a matchmaker.
"Of course I was. I love him as a brother, and you,
As a
in
what?
the time that we've known each other,
As a what?
have become
A child.
no.
Mm-hmm.
You have become one of my dearest friends."
I do not appreciate being treated like a child where you have to arrange things for my future. I left my father for a reason.
You do realize that in the Empire, everything is arranged for all of us. I had no choice who I would marry. I was lucky and blessed by the fates that I met somebody who I fell deeply in love with. And some people here, and I'm not keeping this quiet, they get out, don't care if they hear it, might consider love a curse, but I consider it a blessing.
Doji,
I raise my cup to that.
And I raise my cup back to you.
Doji, if you were to consider my feelings in any capacity, you would understand that the way that you do things is not the way that I want to do things. And you didn't even think to consult me first.
Oh, I know that's not the way you want things. You don't want anybody in your family to arrange a wedding for you. You don't want anybody to.
I don't want anybody to arrange a marriage for me. You didn't ask me if I wanted marriage at all. You didn't ask me about my life direction at all.
Well, I wasn't quite arranging the marriage yet. I hoped that it would come naturally.
Yet
And I was ready, in case that my intuition was correct, to leverage your friends, and I'm pointing at me, resources to help you.
No,
Because if, let's say
you're not
you,
listening to me. And they like absolutely they've stopped eating altogether and their shit is on the floor. You're not listening to me at all.
okay, so
And on top of that, he's gone. So any chance that there may have been, it's done.
I know.
I
And
know you know.
that saddens me. Because I thought that two of the people I care for deeply in this world may have had a chance to find happiness in, and I say this quietly because it's a little heretical, in an unfeeling empire that cares nothing about the people it manipulates.
What I'm angry about is
On
that I
that
was happy
note,
anyways.
I cannot be party to such a discussion about the unfeeling nature of the empire or its manipulative nature.
Not you.
You can't be part of it?
I would suggest that you continue this conversation because you need to have it, and that at some point I recommend not utilizing boken or blades. I recommend a good old-fashioned jiu-jitsu match between the two of you. That'll help work out a lot of this, I've found in my experience. I bid the both of you a fine and fortunate good evening. And he rises and offers a bow to both of them.
I match
Lower
his bow.
bow to Tamori.
As you rise, you will notice that over the course of this discussion, people have started to give you a wide berth. The crowdedness of the area has lessened in the area that you're in, and people have kind of started to look in your direction and start moving away.
Tamori-san, if I have insulted you or harmed you in any way, I deeply apologize. And I bow incredibly low. Lower than I probably ever bowed to Tamori before.
Tamori exits, like just gets up and leaves.
Okay.
No acknowledgement, no verbal acknowledgement, nothing physical. They just go.
Okay.
And they go back to their tent.
As Tamori's leaving, Tetsuro's there holding the door open for them as they leave.
Holding the tarp.
The tarp.
Yep.
Tarp is a
He's
tent.
pushing the tarp. His one arm pushing the tarp out of the way.
One arm, good boy. But yeah, everybody. Where is Tamori going, and is Soshi following?
Tamori is going to their tent. They are going to fetch things for their correspondence for the invitation of the wedding.
Okay.
And while they're writing the letter, all of the like anger that they have is kind of like transformed into the writing as enthusiasm for the invitation and the acceptance of the invitation.
Okay.
Before we split, as we're kind of at the doorway, Tamori, do you only speak?
Soshi.
I was about to have
Hold
word.
on, because you would see something as Tamori walks away. Doji's face looks. He always looks composed. He's definitely not composed.
Tamori, what languages do you speak?
This dialect and then my home dialect. Two. I wouldn't consider them different languages.
But you acknowledge that the dialect spoken at your home is different than, say, the one spoken at mine.
Yes.
I have no talent for languages. I find them vexing. I feel that one language should be sufficient, but there are many others. It seems that our friend, and I use the term begrudgingly, has spoken only one language his entire life and has not attempted to speak in another.
I understand.
I figured you would. You are far more perceptive than I think others give you credit for.
That's a glare. You've earned a glare.
But there's a smile behind the mask that touches his eyes. I merely say that he's only heard one tongue spoken his entire life. He may not be familiar with the dialect that you have.
I understand.
A fine teaching tool is pain, however. I would say that people do learn to speak other languages better with the proper motivation. Pain is a fine one. If
That's
you
not one
teach
I'm
them
willing
right.
to give to somebody else.
Careful when you dispense it to yourself.
And that's why they write the letter.
I offer a bow. And I go find a out of the way spot, and I'm going to meditate on all of this bric-a-brac that's been happening for the last few weeks. I have a shadow arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't plan to have that, but I have it. And
Yeah.
I have, the shapeshifters and murders and noble stuff and a scorpion lady coming on to me, and I got all sorts of stuff going on, and I need to center myself.
Sure.
So
Suddenly, your life has become very interesting.
Yeah,
I
right.
I think I'm gonna go find someone to beat up.
Oh, that's fun. That's funny because I was just thinking this.
Me.
I'm
Let's
heading.
make-
I'm gonna head. I'm gonna head to the crane camp,
Mhm.
and I'm going because there's always people who are sparring.
Yeah.
I go there, and I hurt someone.
Okay. Okay.
I remind some people why I'm in the position I'm in.
All right.
Yep.
Um,
Of course, I'm using a bokin.
yeah.
I am not using my sword.
Correct. There's an interspersed kind of quick cutaway as we focus on Tamori Mori just furiously writing this acceptance of an invitation to partake in a wedding back in their homeland. That is this juxtaposition of furious inking and stroking with this manic, almost furious face in my imagination. We cut quickly to Soshi in his tent, trying to find a balance from all the chaos that has found a home in his surroundings. And as he comes to, there is a sensation of that leather kind of coming to rest on the flesh of where his arm used to exist, and there is the residual kind of tendrils of black smoke as the arm almost seemingly appeared to have manifested on its own and drawn kanji on the whole. It's the left arm, right, that you were missing? On the whole left side of...
No, his right arm's missing. He's left-handed.
He's left-handed? So on the whole
Yeah.
right-hand side of where you were sitting on the dirt, there is just the drawn symbols for the kanji for time, for gold, and for mountain.
And refresh my memory, are these evil or murder kanji?
Kanji are kanji. They're symbols.
Yes, but I didn't know if they were dark kanji, if they were murder kanji, nefarious, evil kanji.
They have been attached to nefarious and evil
Yes,
actions.
That's yeah.
But by themselves, they are not nefarious or evil kanji.
All right.
And then there's a quick cutaway, and we see some of the best graduated samurai that have gone through their own Genpuku ceremonies and have started to serve the empire and are not as skilled as Doji Izanagi is, stepping up and summarily just getting beaten way past the point of what some would call merciful. There is this push that has happened, and it isn't until I think after the fourth or fifth samurai, like true samurai, that you have beaten way beyond a normal acceptance of like a sparring session, that you're sitting there breathing heavily and watching your chest kind of come up and down.
I'm disappointed because nobody hit me.
Yeah, and there's a moment where through the sweat, through the exasperation, the disappointment, you come up to see where your towel is, and standing right behind it, her face just aghast, is your daughter. And there's a moment where you see fear in her eyes. And it isn't like the fear that you remember as a child when she was like, oh, I hear a noise, or oh, there's an animal. This is a fear of you.
Oh yeah, she's never seen me fight like that.
No. And there's an understanding, I think, that happens, that clicks in her mind, that for everything that she's ever known about you as her father, she's never known you as the warrior, and it frightens her. And as you step towards her to grab the towel, like, she takes a step back, almost like a frightened prey animal.
I just look at her and I say, sit.
And she does. Head down.
I tell her a story about the first time I saw my father in a real duel to the death. How he faced a lion during one of the winter courts. One of the first ones I was taken to. And how it scared me. And how what she saw is something that she will, unfortunately or fortunately, one day have to tap into. Because no matter how much we care about those around us, sooner or later, you will be forced into a position that you are fighting for your life. And when you fight for your life, I just want you to come home.
She nods.
And remind me to apologize to those I sparred with tomorrow morning. I had a bad day and I took it out on them.
And again, without looking up, she nods. Yes, father.
I look around. Is there anybody else here?
There's a few of the other teachers who are trying to console everybody that you beat into submission, and
Jesus Christ.
in the guise of, like, you know, this is what you did wrong, you know, this is where you should have attacked instead of retreated, and they're trying to turn it into a lesson, to try and drive people away from the depression that would come from a loss like this.
I look at her and I go, so how would you rectify the situation if you were me?
You see her start to look up, and then she stops herself. I I don't know.
There's never been. I have never not told you how I feel, and I've never not told Mother how I feel. I have never hid that from you. Do not start hiding that from me.
She nods. I don't know how to rectify something like this.
No time like the present, correct?
She nods.
I get up. I ask her to follow me.
As she gets up, you hear, "Hey, Doji-san, I got information for you." And you see him
For the
meandering.
first time, my eyes don't roll. I'm
Do it,
actually
Gordon.
I'm actually
Kill
a little
him.
I'm actually a little thankful that he showed up just now. And I turn around.
Yeah. And you see him just kind of waddling up, his hands on his the rope that he uses as a belt. I've been asking around for the kanji you asked about. I got information from a good friend, a good source, if you want to call him that. I don't know what terminology you samurai like to use, but you
An
know.
acquaintance.
Yeah, a big word.
So tell me.
And you see him start drawing some kanji on the floor. He's like, so I asked about the two kanji you told me about, and I got a couple people that said they had seen it recently over by the fishing hut. But they also told me about this kanji, and he starts drawing the kanji for time again.
I tell him that's a kanji for time.
Yeah, no, I know my kanji.
I look at him surprised that he knows his kanji. I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
You think I can't know my kanji?
So where did you know, where did they find the kanji for time?
At the fishing hut as well. Underneath one of the boats, kind of like carved into it. Really shoddy craftsmanship too. Like they didn't take the time at all.
Interesting.
No respect.
No, the people who are doing this have no respect. I look over to him. Fuck, this is not going to be easy.
Embrace him with
I
your
look
heart.
at him and I say, thank you.
Yeah. You told me to do a thing. I did the thing for you.
Keep your ear to the ground. If you hear anything else, let me know.
You got it.
Also, if you hear words of any strangers in town, like people just that
He motions to the entire
quite
encampment.
No. Hold on. I'm saying people that really shouldn't be here.
He motions to the entire encampment again.
You know we're here by invitation. That's different.
Yeah, but you gonna go the second you're done with your little party. So you don't
I
really
don't know.
belong here.
I don't know. I kind of like this place.
You're welcome.
But anyways, if you hear of any, it's kind of hard to describe. If you hear of anything really out of the ordinary, like really odd, let me know. And if you can't find me,
Go to the dragon?
No.
Oh.
Find Soshi.
Who's that?
Soshi-san. The guy with the one arm.
The one with the mask.
Yes.
Oh, that guy. He creeps me out. No offense.
No offense taken. He creeps me out as well.
Good.
But
we got something in common.
But he has a particular talent for
being creepy.
For information.
With the mask on.
Don't tell him I ever said that. Do not tell him I ever gave him a compliment. Do not ever say that.
Hey, listen, between you and me, the less I talk to him, the better I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. But yeah, if anything really weird happens, especially any murders. I know that normally we don't care about murders for anybody who's a commoner, but if there's a murder of a commoner that looks really creepy, let us know.
Okay. Will do.
Okay, and also, because you can walk around and nobody
I'll
notices
have you
and
know,
nobody
I'm a
cares.
hero of the common people. The common people love me.
The common people love you.
It's true, they do love you.
Edda are beneath the common people.
Because you
So
walk
you
around
can go
and
die in a
people-
fire.
Yeah, because you walk around and people really don't give you any attention.
Yeah. Thanks for rubbing
If
that
you-
in.
If you notice anyone with a scar on their neck and I describe the scar,
Mhm.
do not approach them and let us know.
All right. Understood.
Thank you.
Is that it? Because every time I go to leave, you tell me something new.
No, that's it.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Hold
for
on.
real. There
Hold
it is. There it is.
I look at my daughter and I ask her if she has any coin on her.
No, father.
I don't have any on me either, but I should at least give you something.
He looks at you
Come-
like, what do you
You
mean?
need to eat a coin or something so you can buy food.
I got food. You don't need to worry about that.
You sure?
The Empire provides.
The Emperor provides. Okay. Thank you.
He waddles off again.
I turn around. Are the people still there that were crying? Not crying. That were their hurt feelings.
That you beat up? No,
Yeah.
they've left.
Okay. Do I remember who they were?
Mhm.
With my daughter, because I need to show her an example.
Yeah.
I visit each one's tent, and I apologize.
Okay. If there's nothing pressing for the evening, we'll cut to the next morning. Where's everybody going to eat breakfast?
I mean, once the screaming stops, I'll probably.
Hold on. No, there's no screaming. You gagged yourself.
Yeah, but I know I'm screaming.
Okay, fair.
God knows I'm screaming.
The kami
The
know you're
spirits know
screaming.
I'm screaming.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They do.
So
I will send an invitation to both of them to meet me at the tea house for breakfast.
So you will
Tamori is not in their tent.
Okay. Well, Soshi will wake up to the invitation to the tea house. Where is Tamori in the morning?
Pick a clan.
Like me or?
I'm banging it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I recommend the Scorpion.
Something's really hot about the fact
No,
that
I'm letting-
the mask stays on. It's kind of hot sometimes.
I'm letting Chewy pick who I went to find and
Okay.
fuck.
Is there a preferred outlet for you?
No,
Okay. See what happens.
probably just not dragon.
Yep. Okay. So
wherever Tamori happens to be,
Mhm.
You
they
can't
hear.
know it. Like you can't know.
I don't know where you are, but you hear a voice with that casting roll next to your head
nice.
that is his voice. Doji has asked us to breakfast. I don't know where you are right now, and frankly, I don't want to, but I didn't know if you'd want to attend, so I'm not the only one suffering through it.
Oh, hold on. By the way,
Mhm.
the invitations are done in beautiful calligraphy.
Okay.
Like,
Wait, I'm not gonna
I
forget.
took my time.
Ben, is Tamori the only one that can hear this, or is it audible to anyone?
It's audible to it is spoken in a whisper, it is audible to anyone around.
Okay.
Wake up call.
The
Because he
moment
doesn't know that we have to be secretive about this.
Mhm.
He's literally that was a one-sided where we've been invited to breakfast and I don't know if we should go.
Yeah.
Message. I don't know. I find it better to use the spirits than to go to someone's tent because I have been gifted dominance over the spirit world. So I want to use that in a
yeah. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Why use it in reverence when you can just use it to send a message across the camp?
Damn right. Do you think I would use my phone to send text messages via spirits? No, I make the spirits go send my texts.
Trust me. If I had the force, I would use it to wipe my ass. I understand. The moment you hear Soshi's message end in your ear, you will feel the hand come up on your face. And the woman's voice says, "Do you really have to go so soon?"
I don't even... And then, like, there's no way to check time in a tent, is there?
Nope. You gotta go see where the sun is.
If you have a water clock.
Yeah, but dude, those are so
second
rare.
At D&D, water clock was a thing, 1,000 gold.
They're so rare in Rokugan, it's not funny.
I have obviously been summoned for hopefully a very important reason, so I'm assuming that yes, I do have to go. And they kind of just like pat their hand and is not entirely dismissive, but kind of like, okay, well, this night has been completed, the day is now begun. Kind of like handshake.
I'll get you next time.
Yeah.
No. First of all, Tamori knows where the clitoris is. Second of all, like it was a both way situation.
Yeah.
The night is over.
Yeah.
Just because you know how to get to the mountaintop doesn't mean you want to make the trip.
Oof.
That doesn't work in lesbian. I'm sorry, that doesn't work in lesbian.
That's true. From what I've come to understand.
Yeah.
But you start to fix yourself up, grab your clothing. It's very evident what's yours because you have elements of green and gold. And the tent
also, I'm huge.
Yes. The tent is laid out in oranges and reds and yellows of the Phoenix clan.
Hot.
And the moment you come out, you will see that there's just this group of Shugenja kind of waiting for their teacher to come out and acknowledge them in the morning. And they see you.
The prophesied one is finished!
I did definitely have sake, and my eyes are like squinting, and I'm like, "Good morning."
It's like that scene with the little twins in Godzilla, when Godzilla crests them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all take a step back when they see you emerge instead of who they were expecting, and one of them gasps. The other one next to them does the math in their head and then faints. And the third one just kind of looks...
Can I, catch them? Like, hello? What the fuck?
Just catches them by the collar of the kimono.
Yeah, literally, it's not like a dip. I mean, can I catch them and be like, hello?
Yeah, sure. And you reach out, and you force your hand over your eyes because it is incredibly bright. But you do feel the fabric of their kimono as you grab onto them, and you just feel that kind of stop. And the third one just kind of looks at you and nods.
And I nod back like a fucking douchebag. This is Mori's villain arc is starting right the fuck now.
Right here, this is the first step. But the other two, the guy that nods, just kind of grabs the other student that you saved from falling back and cracking their head open. And he just looks at you. He's like, "I got this. You." Yeah, you.
Somebody has to. And I'm still very disheveled. The most important thing for Mori when it comes to getting out of bed is making sure that all the bindings are in place. So they have their fucking kimono almost wide open because their bindings are in place, and they're like, "Fuck it, that's the most important part."
Yeah.
Just fucking all night.
But yeah. Where are you going? Straight to Doji's or to Soshi's?
No, I'll go to Doji's. If I'm being summoned, then I'm expecting that there's actually
Oh,
something
no.
important going to happen.
Hold on. The breakfast was at the tea house.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Heard.
Yeah, so you're going to the tea house or you're going to Soshi's?
I don't want to go to the tea house. Okay.
I tried to pick a neutral location.
There's then Mori stops at Soshi's first to kind of give them like a fix me. What do I look like?
Disheveled.
You look like you had a fantastic evening.
I know, but I can't let Soshi get wind of that, or he's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I have wind of that.
He's going to arrange another marriage. That's what he's going to do.
I know he is.
As long as everybody had a good time, that is all that matters.
I think there was only one other person, but I think they had a good time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. When you, Chewy, at the beginning said there was a crowd outside, I was like, wow, she was screaming.
I mean, they look like two. And when I say that there were students outside waiting for their teacher, like that is the look, that is the observance of what I imagine Tamori has taken of that. But for sure, between like Ray and me, those were people that heard what was going on and were like, "What is going on over here? Who is going to town on our teacher?" And that's why when they saw you come out, they were like,
if you require a space to clean yourself and make yourself look somewhat presentable,
you have a river for me to wash my balls in.
I have.
You gotta wash your balls in the river, bro. That's the tradition.
I have the chamber I use to scrub my sweat-soaked body off of every morning. Except mine is terror sweat, not fun sweat. You can use my sweat chamber.
I'm gonna keep the sweat chamber for you.
Okay, it smells like fear and pain.
That's a level of friendship I don't think you're at just yet.
Yeah.
I think. Can I roll performance to see how good I clean up in his tent?
No, between the two of you, you can clean up pretty well.
Okay, I just wanted to see if I.
Yeah. We know that your rolls are low.
You look rugged and fierce.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing is ever going to be immaculate to the point where Doji is going to take notice of it. It at this point in your lives, Doji expects you to look wrinkled and out of place, and not even like uniformly V cut. Like he knows that it's going to be more like a Y.
Might I recommend the cream that is in the third drawer to the right of the mirror? You have some scratches on your arm. It'll keep them from being infected.
They look at them and they're like, "Oh, you're right." Kind of just, and it's. I hope that cream's not luxurious because it's like a shovel into a slather.
It's healing. I use it for my tattoos.
Let's go to the tea house.
Because you remember, so she has kanji tattoos covering every inch of exposed skin.
Yep.
That is visible to sight.
Yep. And you make your way towards the tea house, and you will see on the second story balcony, overlooking the path up, is Doji sitting at a table.
So, this is kind of my way of apologizing. There are particular pastries that I know that Tamori really likes. I make sure they are all there.
As we're walking up, I do smirk behind my mask as a sudden thought occurs to me. Tamori, how badly would you like to perhaps play with our friend?
I think I had enough play last night.
Very well. I won't break his mind with the thought I just had.
And before Tamori sees any of the food, they bow to Doji and just basically are like, I'm not mad anymore.
I bow in return. So he is, as always, very. Everything is in place,
Mm-hmm. Just like me.
except his hair is not. It's just a little. It's a little disheveled. It's a little disheveled to the point that I actually have a strand of hair that comes down before my face.
You know this motherfucker had sex.
You had sex too?
Everybody got laid except for me. I just used the shadow arm, so it felt like
Hey.
somebody else was doing it. Yeah.
There's an incredibly sad look upon my face because
I didn't say that out loud.
me and my wife really can't that much anymore.
I didn't say that out loud.
I know, but yeah.
I was gonna walk up like I had a hurt back.
That doesn't
Like-
really happen much with
That was
us.
my original plan, was to mess with them, making it think that that the Tamori and Soshi were the ones that were having fun.
I think you should. I think that's.
You're the one that said no. I asked you.
I didn't say no. I just said that I got played. I fucking played the field.
I look at Tamori
Mhm.
at Mori's son. It's not Tamori, it's Mori's son to me. I look at Mori's son,
Mm-hmm.
and you look very. Your kimono is very well set today. You look fantastic.
I feel fantastic.
Yeah, you do.
I bow. I had an active evening. Though
Did you?
not me and my wife can't really do much of that anymore.
So, what activities were you up to last night? And Maury sits down and gets comfortable, and literally, there's no anger left because they took it out on that fucking Phoenix teacher.
Yeah. So when Tamori goes to sit down, the chair is already pulled out. It's the least I could do.
Oh, gentlemen.
There is a little bit. Actually,
And
both of you. Hold on. Both of you have to give me a perception roll on this because I'm going to hide it.
Oh,
But
So
there is shame on my face.
That 30 deceit roll that I made is to sell this in a believable manner that Tamori and Soshi had some fun last night.
okay.
I wince, and it's actually visible through the eye holes in the mask that he's in a little bit of discomfort as he goes to sit down.
I will let Peter decide if he wants to try to roll against that 30 or just accept it for what
To
it
be
is.
honest, I seriously wouldn't give a shit.
Okay.
Because my friend is happy.
I used the strap.
But you did say that you wanted to hide your shame.
Cut me right.
Hold on,
cut
and
me right in half. It was terrible.
Hold on, and between both of them, I know who would be the top, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm acting like he's
Okay,
That's why I took.
I'm gonna try to hide.
That's why I took the ranks of jujitsu so I could be top.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to hide the shame because what I'm gonna say is, last night I exhausted myself sparring, but I know what I did, and that's the shame. I'm trying to. Fuck it. Actually, I wouldn't hide that from Mori. No, but I would try to hide it from Tetsuo. So yeah, I try to hide it.
Okay.
So it's sincerity.
Yeah, I think it'll be sincerity for you.
Roll?
I think it'll be a sincerity roll for Doji-san.
Oh God, a 9.
Would it also be a sincerity roll for me, because part of sincerity is figuring out when other people are being sincere, and I have an expertise in deceit.
You know what? Yeah, you could roll that.
Oh, dude, you're gonna beat a 9 with your eyes closed. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
obvious. I couldn't hide that to save my life. I rolled a 9.
Yeah.
It's obvious to the people in the other table on the other side of the room.
Yeah. This guy's a liar.
No, I didn't lie. I said I sparred last night.
Correct.
I completely told the truth.
You did.
Yes.
You did from a certain point of view.
The story of your sparring session reached me even in the Scorpion encampment. Suffice it to say, I'm pleased I do not practice kenjutsu.
It's a brutal
Very
art.
Very brutal.
It can be.
It certainly can. It certainly can.
All of you, as you're scrutinizing the comment about the sparring session that Doji had last night, you'll all hear a table flip, some china come crashing to the ground.
What the fuck?
And you just hear, for Mori, it's a familiar voice. For everybody else, it's just this loud, Koji! And then you'll hear...
Dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, because of the crash, my hand automatically goes to my katana because I think something's going to happen. But what the fuck?
Yeah. And you'll see people trying to get out of the way. You'll hear like chairs moving, the tables being pulled away, and you'll hear something else come crashing against a wall. And as you get up and go over to the balcony inside to the stairway, you'll see the Togashi from the previous evening just kind of loose robed, not even tied, the hakama pants barely being held by his left hand, and just waving the right hand back and forth, and you'll see that he hits a teapot and sends it flying, and that's what's causing the commotion. But he looks like he's been crying. He appears to be disheveled and torn, and again, he just gets to a central point, and he just, Koji!
I want to flying tackle this motherfucker.
Do it. Do it.
All right. Motherfucker. That would be athletics, right? I'm great at those.
So my jaw drops as the dragon blasts past me. And
No, that would be if you're doing an unarmed attack, it's jujitsu.
It's
yeah,
jujitsu.
jujitsu.
Oh, I rolled athletics, motherfucker.
No.
Jiu-jitsu?
Jujitsu.
Fuck.
And you're trained in it, so.
I am, but that didn't fucking work.
Yeah. You throw yourself. You throw yourself from the second story down at your cousin, and even in the state that he's in, even with the amount of alcohol that he's obviously ingested, the moment that you land on top of him and you can feel that you're about to throw him to the ground, you feel the sudden shift of the world around you, and you feel the pain of the floor coming into contact with your back. For Doji and Soshi, you will see that he has reversed the grab and has just thrown them to the ground.
Ouch.
I leave a big. I look at Tetsuro, and there's this giant sigh as I calmly step off the balcony and land in a perfect pose.
Perfect pose with your
And
hair
just
popped up.
Roll,
Yeah, actually,
roll athletics. Roll
Hold on.
athletics.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to do a
where's
hero
athletic?
landing? You're gonna have to earn it.
31, baby.
God damn you, bro.
And you know what? That hair that's out of place, some more of it comes out of place, but it looks perfect.
But it looks perfect. Shut the fuck up. But there's definitely a lot of oof from Tamori because,
I, however, believe in stairs. So while they're all jumping around, I go
Scorpion
and...
calmly walks down the stairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I need to, I'll back clean up and take this guy out when I get back.
You see that Tamori has thrown themselves down. The doji just kind of steps over the railing and comes down and just lands on a table, lands on a chair, lands on the floor, just with 3 consecutive little hops. And then reason befalls on you as has chosen to dodge everyone else clearly, and you take the stairs that have been built for a reason down to the lower level. But you notice as the Togashi raises his fist up to counterattack what he believes is some magistrate or some guard, his eyes open, he sees who you are, and he just crashes to his knees above you, and you see him start crying.
I want to slap him. Why the fuck's he crying? Talk. I know you've got big feelings, bitch, but I need to, you need to talk to me.
You slap him, and he just starts to suck on his lower lip, an ugly cry. And he just looks up and he's like, I failed him. I failed my friend. And he reaches over, he tries to grab you so that he can bury his head in your stomach to continue crying, just to feel.
And there's definitely a head push, no, this isn't that relationship. Not with me.
Yeah. He's definitely looking for someone to console him. And you Heisman him, but he just he grabs onto your arm and your hand, and he just starts to kiss it, and he's just I'm sorry, I'll bring him back, I'm sorry.
I'm literally looking at Doji Doji, this is not for me.
I walk over, I catch that social cue, and I walk over and I gently separate them and help him to his feet.
The moment that you make your presence known to him, he tumbles into you, and he just no decorum whatsoever, just starts to cry into your stomach, just brings his arms around you in a hug, and he's just apologizing.
You need to sober up. I look over at some of the I forgot what servants would be called at the.
They're just servers.
Has your friend?
I raise a hand and I go, my friend needs a room.
I approach. Should I assume from your caring about that your friend, the minstrel, has been murdered?
I don't know where he is. And then he tries to, still on his knees, he scooches over in your direction to try and bury himself into your stomach and try and find some consolation from you, since Doji's not giving it to him.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. No. I didn't say that I wasn't, I'm patting him on the head or something.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get him a room that he can sober up in.
It felt like you were trying to dismiss him, too, get him away from you. So
I'm trying to get a room that he can sober up in.
He wants somebody to acknowledge him and his feelings. That's what he wants.
I pat his head a little bit.
Not it.
I pat his head a little bit, and I go, friend, you've been drinking a lot. We should discuss this in a not so public area.
He looks up as you acknowledge him and head pat him, and he reaches up and he just grabs the sides of your face, and he goes, "You are my friend now," and he brings you down and just kind of touches your forehead to his. It's hot. It is fever hot and sweaty.
Okay.
There are slow backward steps with Tamori, literal, Actually, stealth. I'm rolling stealth. Can I get the fuck out of here? Hold on.
I will warn you that people are watching you. People are watching you if you want to try to be sneaky.
I'm done. No.
Hold on. Let's be honest. The sneaky could be that they're quietly just stepping back from them, and it's not like sneaking like a ninja.
That's why I asked.
No,
How sneaky are you trying to be? Because there are eyes.
I'm going back to my snacks upstairs.
Okay.
And nobody fucking notices me because I got a fucking 37, motherfucker.
That you think.
She basically used the distraction to make sure nobody sees.
Well, I am obligated to roll now. I mean,
Are you?
37.
Are
that's
you?
really
There you
impressive.
go. Yeah. I was hoping that you'd be obligated to fix your fucking camera, but it fixed itself.
Oh, me?
No, Ben.
No, he got blurred for a minute.
Yeah, he was blurry. Oh no! The moment that Tamori, even if Soshi doesn't get it, the moment that Tamori kind of makes it to the top of the landing to the second floor, you'll just hear the voice of Bayushi Saruman. Oh, smart choice. I also would have left that scene.
So I'm still raising my hand to the servants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to
they
come
come over.
over.
They come over
and help him up. And I look at him and I go, "When you awake from your sleep, find me and we will talk."
He gives you a kiss on the cheek.
I keep my composure.
You recognize from his trappings that he is a dragon, but from the tattoos that he bears, that you can see, it is obvious that he comes from the monk school, the Togashi's school of thought, of the aesthetic kind of living, because he has no shoes, he has no, like, he's in bare feet, the bottom of his hakama pants is torn, and
okay, so it's easy for me to forgive those transitions. He's a monk.
If you want to, yes. I'm just letting you know that he's not just being rude to be rude to you. Like, this is, he knows that he exists in a different caste.
Yeah, I get it.
He's not Eda, so he's not like our boy from the Bronx. But there is a very kind of what's the English word for confianza?
Yeah, like over familiar with people.
Yeah, he's very familiar with the samurai caste, probably because of his connection to Koji. But they lead him away, and all the while, like, he is stumbling and he is blubbering and crying over these people and just hugging them, thanking them. But Bayushi Saruman upstairs with Tamori Mori motions for the seat that they were sitting in, and then brings a small stool around.
There's a very deep bow and then like a very
This is
quiet acknowledgement of a good morning.
This is the second time that your family has caused trouble for me in my tea house, Tamori-san.
I
am.
Yeah, this is happening. This is happening upstairs.
I would apologize, but I do not associate with that family member any longer.
That has become clear to me. What is his transgression against you?
I understand that my values are non-traditional, and that can be very jarring.
Yeah. My clan is nothing but non-traditional, Tamori-san.
Then you can understand how some people will always try to fit you in a traditional box.
Of course. That is why I've left
He just
the
happens to
Cinnamon
be
Forest
loud.
and established myself here.
I like that about you a lot, to be frank.
Shall we make arrangements then for your kinsman to be taken back to Dragonlands?
I think this particular one should. Yes.
Understood. He stands up.
Thank you.
Puts the stool back where he got it from. And he goes, and he comes over and he puts his hand on the table, almost like he was about to put it on top of yours, but he caught himself and just puts it next to yours. Tamori-san, I would be remiss if I didn't at least share with you that there are many dangers that exist in the Cinnamon Forest. I would hate to think of what might happen to a traveler on the road unaccompanied. If he has troubled you, though, I wouldn't put much thought to it. If I were you. And then he bows and steps away. And Soshi will
Yes,
see
well,
the Bayushi kind of coming down the steps.
I assume that you've offered to take care of the dragon's traveling arrangements.
Your associate, and he bows to you and to Doji downstairs. Your associate has chosen to take of my hospitality to arrange transport back to the Dragonlands for the young dragon. The exuberant
And I
dragon.
will also assume that you pointed out the perils of a lone traveler in the woods by themselves.
Cinnamon Forest is a dangerous place. It is
One of the most dangerous.
It is the burden that we bear in our clan. The watchful eye of the road.
Yes.
But we cannot be everywhere.
Woodcraft is legendary. I would ask before we send him on the lightless walk that we ascertain information regarding his companion, the one that the Imperial magistrates have sent here. You see, he was babbling about him going missing, and with the murders happening, and the fact that this person was specifically dispatched to observe Tamori, myself, and Doji, their sudden misfortune in the Cinnamon Forest, on top of the disappearance of the magistrate's friend, may send a negative message regarding the efficacy of the ability to preserve life that the people who are in this region have.
I understand. I will question him when he awakens, and I will make sure that you are given any transcripts of our discussion.
I bow.
I will make sure that he does
Thank
not
you.
leave without sharing his information with me.
Much appreciated. You may have to ask him a few times hard for the information.
Oh, I am prepared for giving him some difficult questions.
Excellent. I'm glad to see we understand each other.
Of course.
I will...
Your friend is upstairs. I have left them with a couple of extra treats to make up for this trauma.
You don't happen to know what happened to his friend, do you?
I do not.
We may want to ask around about that.
I will.
I offer another bow. And I go in search of Tamori.
And the Bayushi will come over to Doji-san after he's done talking to Soshi. You have brought a level of excitement to my tea house, Doji-san, that I was not prepared for, honestly. I thought I was only going to have to deal with exuberant students.
I was trying to defuse the situation.
I saw. I'm not blaming you. I apologize if, and he bows low, if that was how it came off. I am thankful that you, a symbol of calm and peace, has been at the center of the chaos, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
You are a lighthouse, my friend, in the darkness that is engulfing us.
and wow, that makes me feel even worse about last night. Thank you.
He bows.
I try.
A paragon of crane, if I've ever seen one.
And I remember back to my father dueling me and kicking my ass. And I nod.
He goes and starts helping with the cleaning process. Upstairs, the three of you will come back together again, and you can see that Tamori is just stuffing their face.
Just like I did last night.
Ooh.
Tamori,
Oh, too easy. Sorry. Mm.
This much he's not as salty though.
actually, Mori-san,
Hmm.
was that the cousin that caused you problems?
Mm.
I apologize. I didn't break his arm. And I sit down.
It's fine. I have
So,
only positive
I don't know
feelings
if he would
today.
have stood still long enough to let that happen, Doji.
I didn't say I would ask for permission.
I just figured it would take you a long time.
So I was visited by our Edda friend yesterday.
My best friend.
He found you say that out loud, I look physically hurt.
The
I'm
man
like,
of my dreams. And I continue. The man that I would like to be arranged to marry, that frankly you didn't ask me.
okay.
And it's like all like I'm stuffing my face.
I give you my word
Completely straight faced up
that
behind the
I
mask. If you need
will
me to perform the ceremony, I will for you.
that
Thank
I
you.
will
Thank you for your support.
I
I'm
will
here to support you.
I will not
Not?
intervene in your life as far as your choices unless you ask me for help. And if you ask me for help, understand that I will use every resource at my disposal.
So what you are telling me is that me and that Edda are able to be together. And like that's where they break.
One,
All the resources.
I could tell a joke when I hear it, but I'm serious.
And here I
I know
was
you're
preparing the vows.
I agree that I agree I overstepped my bounds.
Good. Take that
But
maybe out of there.
I was ecstatic that my dearest friend found somebody he finally connected with, and I mistakenly thought the feeling was mutual. And for
Their
that, I deeply apologize.
Stop,
their face
please.
falls a little bit at that moment. The feeling was mutual. It didn't change the course of my life. I can love someone and let them go.
Apparently, you're stronger than I am.
Even after they washed their balls in the river.
That was the moment I knew.
That's what's clinched it.
Apparently,
That
you're
was it.
stronger. Apparently, you're stronger than I.
I
When-
believe the kanji you were referring to were the ones for time, mountain, and gold.
Well, time was found underneath a boat at the fish house, which is a place that we have not heard has been touched by these kami. I'm starting to wonder if we're chasing ghosts, but I don't know any way to get ahead of them.
And then I look at Soshi.
Yes?
So she did mention time, gold, and mountain. Mountain has never been one of the kanji used.
Where did you hear mountain being used?
It came to me in my meditations,
Ah, okay.
as if a hand composed of the darkness of my musings drew it out.
Well, beyond all that, there's another problem we have.
Only
The
one?
last-
Beyond the dramatic.
No, this is the biggest problem. The last
Is
time
it?
that we faced these creatures, my katana snapped in two.
Well, it's just because I'm stronger than you.
Which means your blade will snap even quicker.
Ooh.
Because the strength behind the blade against their carcass will make it snap. While I was fighting with finesse, I still broke my blade. You come down with the force of a mountain upon their head, and your blade will shatter.
Well, then you
Now,
have to find a different way of fighting them.
now I know that Tamori is not one for the code of honor,
Mm-hmm.
as it stands, as the Bushido stands.
Yes.
But given that Tamori chose the path of the samurai,
Yes.
you would know that the blade is intrinsically tied to your honor.
Mm-hmm.
And to see a blade crack or break is a reflection of the honor attached to it. So,
Oh, my blade hasn't been broken.
right, but him saying that your blade would break
Yeah.
could be construed as an insult to your honor, but at the same time, it does let you know, because out of the three of you, you would imagine that Doji is the symbol of honor in the group.
Mm-hmm.
To see his blade snap like that, with him openly admitting that his blade snapped like that,
Mm-hmm.
might bring into question how honorable he is. Truly.
This is all information I've absorbed already. I
Yeah.
was
I
fully planning
knew
on making a
this.
comment. Was fully planning on making a comment about it, but
I wanted to make sure that we avoided the same scene that we got in the GIF that I put in our chat.
Yeah.
And so she's like, explain something, and she's like,
There's,
I get it.
there's only one thunder that ever had their blade carved through stone. And when I struck that carcass, not carcass, carapace. When I struck that carapace, I tell you, it felt like I was striking stone. I have never felt anything that rigid in my life.
mayhap you wish to consult with the crab.
It's not a bad idea. They fight uni and other things in in the Shadowlands.
I am relatively certain that the kami will avail me better than a blade ever could.
Oh,
Failing
that-
that, while the blade may break when cut against a hardened body, any body born of the flesh requires breath. We could simply throttle them, drown them, uh, suffocate them.
Yeah, but I wonder, do these things that we're fighting even truly breathe?
Can't wait to find out.
I don't know. I really don't. And I pointed to Mori. Me and Mori-san fought creatures like these. But the ones we faced in that cave were not the ones we faced on that battlefield. These are different.
once you're done with the food, are you heading to the crab then? Is that the consensus?
I don't know.
I will research
I think it's a good idea to go talk to the crab. Maybe. I don't know.
as the people more likely to engage them face to face. I would advise perhaps speaking with them regarding tactics and weapons to use to fight creatures with a harder than normal corporeal form. I will research spiritual weaknesses they might have.
I
Could we
think that
split up? Would that be more beneficial?
I don't wish to sit through a crab's tutorial on how to break open a shell.
All my time with the crab that I have hung out with, because I have had more contact with crab than any other crane.
Yeah.
Do I remember stories that they mentioned about stuff like this I might be able to call upon? I have perfect memory.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that
Do you have any knowledge of the Shadowlands?
Yeah. Aguro always spoke about some of the Shugenja crafting charms that would be attached, bound, and strapped to a katana's blade that had to be made of pure jade. And that no creature with taint could withstand a blessed artifact like that.
So we gotta find a blade of pure jade.
No.
I stand up. I bow to my friends. Mori-san, you might want to come along. I'm about to owe the crab an incalculable favor.
You got it.
Okay.
You sure you do not want to come along?
Absolutely positive, especially if you're going to be bartering favors with the crab. I don't wish to become indebted by proxy.
I give a nod because I completely understand that.
You don't want to get sent to the Shadowlands?
Oh,
I have a swig of tea.
It's delicious.
And I look at Mori-san and I go, and I look at Mori-san and I look at the pastries, the ones I know that they like, and I go, do you want to bring some along?
I ate them all.
Holy crap, where are they all?
Yep, they're gone.
I was very hungry this morning.
Apparently.
Yep.
I grab a rice ball and I take it with me.
Yeah. On the way down, you can find a cart with some of the extra treats and whatnot. There's a savory cart and there's a sweet cart.
I literally stuff my fucking pockets filled with fucking food.
Yeah. I mean, one of the easiest things to take is on the top of the cart is a plate full of mochi.
Beautiful.
So they're like about maybe half the size of like a fist. So you could probably take 6 in each hand.
You put like a regular fist or my fist?
No, I'm talking about your fist because I'm looking at my hand. I'm like, I could probably take 4 comfortably.
Yeah.
I know for sure Mori could take 6.
Absolutely. Mori's taking 6 in each hand.
Yeah.
And then putting it in little crevices of their body for later.
Pocket bacon.
Because I shouldn't indulge, I take 1.
Okay. I shouldn't indulge.
Oh,
shut the fuck up.
No, it's a samurai thing. You don't indulge.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
No, we cannot.
Yeah. It is very clear the moment that you see Tamori take the 2 handfuls of mochi, that there is a huge crevice between your honor and theirs. Because you take
your sword's still broke.
1. Ooh.
Well,
yes.
Given the fact that
excuse me, I would like to point something out. You didn't even hit them.
Noted. Ben, what were you trying to say?
So this is a multi-clan gathering, which I imagine there is a marketplace of some kind.
There is.
On my way to where I will be going, I'm going to hit the market and attempt to procure a finger of jade.
Ooh. Okay.
Because I'm wealthy and I would like to use my background.
You got it. That's gonna
I'm
really
wealthy.
help. As Tamori and Doji head over to the crab encampment, and Soshi makes his way over to the marketplace to try and find some loose jade. I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. So I'd like to thank You guys, as always, I'd like to thank the audience for being here with us. You know what? I walked in. I'll be honest. I walked into the session ready to call it quits after the season ends. But you were right, Pete. There's a bunch of story here that needs to be told. So we might be coming back for season 3 once the Kenpuku ceremony arc is over. But thank you guys for being here. Let me give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. We'll start with our decorum breaking crane. Pete, what do you got going on, and where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at StatMonkey. My company, Paradigm Concepts, we're putting out a new Kickstarter January 1st for Tome of Adventures 2. It's a mini campaign from level 4 to 9 for the World of Arcanus, World of Shattered Empires. We finished playtesting on Rotted Capes, and the transcript is done. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and on Drive Through RPG, Arcanus's newest book, The Prestigious Compendium, is now available.
Nice. Excellent. Ray, you're up. What are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
I do not currently want to be found.
Gotcha.
I'm out.
That's why I ask. And Ben, what are you up to, and where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
You can find me at Rev Ben Powers pretty much everywhere.
Yep.
I'm on the formerly known Bird app talking about wrestling.
Always.
I can be found on the McStabber Studios Discord on occasion when the disassociative disorder kind of lets go for a few minutes. I'm mostly just trying to get through the season. It's a rough one for a lot of people, especially people who have a lot of the conditions that I have. And I myself am grateful that we may be continuing this because I like this game and I like the people I play it with, and it is helping my mental well-being, and that is good.
Same here.
As far as what I'm currently doing, surviving pretty much. That's the everything.
Yep.
I know that our ST will be taking part in a few games coming up that I am looking forward to watching.
Oof.
There's my plug.
Yeah.
Setting you up. Knocking it out. Please remember that when we're handing out favors later for this game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. As always, though, I do like to segue into our mental health section before I go into our schedule. But as always, please remember that we take mental health on the channel very seriously. And if you feel like you need help, please know that it is okay to not be okay. And if you need to check out on resources, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. If you're watching live, they'll be in the description box. If you're watching on YouTube later, at your discretion and at your leisure. If you're not in the United States, there's a link going up, or if you don't like using phone calls, talking to people, or you're going through text messages, findthehelpline.com is a fantastic resource that'll also be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube, because there are people out there who want to help you. And as scary as taking that first step is, I think a lot of people need to remember that it is okay to not be okay, and that taking that first step might be dangerous or treacherous or frightening, but it is there and it is available. It is not some hidden path that needs to be discovered. Just be aware that there are people out there who want to help you if you need it. As far as the schedule is concerned, and as Ben brought up, I will be on the McStabber Studios channel coming up. Mondays here on my channel, though, are for Vampire the Masquerade. We have one more episode where we're going to say goodbye to our Anarch Nosferatu Melvin Wright. And Tuesdays are for Legend of the Five Rings or Werewolf of the Wild West. And Thursdays are for 7th Sea and are just starting Old Gods of Appalachia, which I'm excited to get into. Wednesdays on McStabber Studios, you can catch me as of tomorrow playing Changeling the Dreaming until February when the Dark Ages vampire game comes back. I'm going to get to play a Grump of a Troll. And on Fridays in January, you can catch me in their story of Old Gods of Appalachia, as Shanky has a story to tell in West Virginia, from what I understand. So that's going to be an interesting ride. But as always, again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for reminding me how fun L5R is and why it needs to be a staple of the channel. And thank you for being here as an audience member. I hope you're having a good time, and we will see you when we see you guys. Be safe. Take care. Bye.